Found was, though, that being vulnerable is the most attractive quality I can have.
In your book, you emphasize humility, empathy, and vulnerability as core traits. How do you, how do these qualities impact conflict resolution and psychological safety, especially in a fast moving world and also an AI driven world we live in now?
Sure. So the first thing we need to do is recognize what my definition of these terms are. And they're different than the dictionary definition. So take humility, for instance. Humility, if you look in the definition, says thinking about others more than think about themselves, or it is not thinking you're so great, all that kind of stuff. Mine is slightly different than that. My definition is this: is that every human being has value,
Hmm.
and I can learn something from anybody. And I'm talking about even that homeless guy on the street. There's value in that the human dignity.
Hmm.
That's my definition of, what can I learn from that homeless guy on the street? I don't know how to survive on the street. I
Right.
could learn from him how to do that kind of stuff. Right? So that everyone has something that they could teach me if I'm willing to learn. So that's my definition of humility, is being willing to learn. Empathy is not feeling sorry for people. It is trying to understand them from their point of view, not through my filters. That's how I define empathy. And then vulnerability. What I found was, and I didn't grow up like this. I didn't grow up with any of those words. I wasn't humble. I wasn't empathetic, and I certainly wasn't vulnerable. Like in my in my family of origin, if you were vulnerable, people would step on your neck so that they could be 6 inches taller. That's what vulnerable meant to me, is don't be vulnerable because it's dangerous. What I
Dangerous.
found was, though, that being vulnerable is the most attractive quality I can have. And I'm not saying it's going to make me better looking. I'm done with all that. But but what it'll do is it'll attract people by me being vulnerable. And let me give you a quick example. If I just said to you, I could use a little help, what do?
I
You
want to know
lean
what
in.
it is.
You
Yeah.
lean in, right?
Yes. Yes.
Attracting